We are live, and the doggy's got his chew toy in the background.
Can you hear her?
She's
Okay.
fine. It's live. That's why I love it. I love my animals. We are fur baby friends here. So
Normally,
welcome.
people don't hear it, so I'm ignoring her. But if it gets in the way, let me know.
I'll let you know. We'll find
Okay.
out. I'm easy. Welcome to this episode of Give Voice to Your Vision. We have a very special guest today, someone whom I've respected and admired in the coaching industry since I took my business online 12 years ago. Milana Leshinsky is here today, and we're talking about how to become the go-to coach. Why does that matter? And a business model that actually lets you create more clients, growth, and impact. This lady, I'm going to read you her bio. If you don't already know who she is, this is a very exciting conversation for me. So she has been doing this for a long time, and so who knows what magic we will co-create together today. Milana Leshinsky. Yeah. Milana Leshinsky is a business coach, software entrepreneur, a pioneer in the coaching industry who has spent 25 years helping thousands of coaches turn their expertise into profitable businesses. She is the founder of Coaching Genie group coaching platform, creator of the Launch Game, Marketing Super Skills, and the Sold Out Coach methodology. I cannot wait to pick your brain on our topic today. Milana has created over 100 coaching programs, generated $9 million in coaching program sales, helped coaches build scalable group coaching programs, strategic partnerships, and one-to-many enrollment for a long time. Welcome. I'm so excited for this conversation.
Thank you, Michelle, for having me. And I can tell that you've known me for years because you said my name right. I don't have to correct you.
Score!
Yes, one thing you got right already.
So. Awesome. Whew. Excellent. So we're talking today about, how to become recognizable, the go-to coach in your industry. And so let's just dive right in from your very broad and deep experience. What makes a coach recognizable or recommendable?
One of the biggest things is that we think that it happens because it happens. But to become a go-to coach or a go-to expert in your space, you need to intentionally do certain things that position you. And I'm just, I'm talking to a lot of coaches right now about becoming a go-to coach. And I give examples and people will say, well, he wrote a book, so he's a go-to expert on this. And, she has a YouTube show. Yeah, they do. That is one way to position yourself. And by the way, just because you have a YouTube show or written a book does not necessarily automatically make you the go-to coach, because a lot of people write books. There's a lot of shows on YouTube channels, all of that. It doesn't guarantee that you'll become a go-to coach. So it takes more intentional, consistent action.
Love that.
To really be seen. Actually, before running my program this year, I turned to several of my friends, my past coaches, my Facebook friends, and I asked them, hey, what am I go-to expert on? What do you see me as?
Nice. Great question.
And I got approximately the same answer from every single person. They said it slightly differently, but every single person mentioned the word group coaching programs in there.
Nice. And
I thought, yeah,
it's working.
It's working, right? So I do so many different things, just like all of us, I'm sure that
creative entrepreneurial brains.
Yeah, like multifaceted businesses with different skill sets and different areas of expertise. But you have to decide and make a decision. This is what I want to be known as or for.
Yeah. So. And then there's more to be done besides writing the book or having the YouTube channel. So in my world, we're focusing on visibility to profitability, right? And so that's also doesn't happen just because you have the book or just because you have the, we need the vehicle for the revenue to be the food and the fuel for our business. right?
It's helpful. It gives you like that tangible proof that you're an expert.
Yeah. And it keeps you
But
going. Like if your business doesn't have revenue and profit, then it's an expensive hobby, right?
exactly. Well, and there's something, if you watch people, how are they different? For example, you can have 100 people who wrote a book on how to start a business,
Right.
or how to create message in your business, and how to clarify all of that. And yet, one of them will really stand out, not because of the quality of the book, but because of the activity that either led up to writing the book or what they've done with the book following.
Mm,
Like, if you remember, I remember years ago when Tim Ferriss's book came out, The 4 Hour Work Week. It's
yep.
a great title. It's an awesome book. I read it.
Yeah.
Is that why he's so well known? No. He actually ran a speaking tour, online and offline, and contacted a lot of bloggers, a lot of podcasters. He really pursued visibility
Yeah.
and sharing his message beyond the book. Like, okay, you wrote the book, but why did you write the book? And what inspired you? And what did you see? Like, all of those things that are following, right? So it's what you do with the asset that you create.
Yeah, and where it leads, how you strategically lead people to the next thing, or that's why we taught, like visibility alone isn't enough. A lot of people think they need just more visibility, but we want to have it connected to action and people engaging in next steps. So, talk to me about we also said, how does this relate to the business model that you are a master of that really helps us to create more clients, growth, and impact? So we're having more
Yeah.
visibility. Yeah, tell me about your perspective on that.
So when you are talking about your important message, or I call it your big idea, or your go-to positioning statement, whatever you call it, um, it's great that you have it, but you will not necessarily be seen as the go-to coach or expert until you have something tangible, like
Right.
a container for people to come into and experience your work, your coaching, the transformation. And the best way to do this, the best format to do that for a coach, is a group program. Because if you think about it, when you coach people one on one, it happens kind of in a very intimate, private environment, one on one, right? When you open a group program and people come in, suddenly you have a community, you have social proof. You're not the only one who is passionate about the message. Other people got attracted to you. You have more impact. You're making more money, but most importantly, you have this um, leveraged container, and a you are becoming not just an author, or you're becoming a powerful messenger that people pay to hear, not just as a speaker, but as somebody who is inspiring people to take the steps for transformation.
Yeah, to
So
actually live into the
yeah,
transformation.
there's something very special about doing group coaching programs,
I
because
agree.
other people see you, um, other people see you, that you attracted a group, that they're not the only one. The impact is that much greater on each individual client when they are in the group, because they feel very connected to you, to each other, to the transformation that you promised. So, and of course, you're making more money. That's a given with group programs. So I love that business model, for sure.
That's great. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've been facilitating in-person group. Before I took my business online, I had teaching studios in New York City and here in Portland, Oregon for about 20 years, and filling those classes and having those groups. There's a lot of benefit to the group process because other people are going to ask questions that you haven't thought of yet. And sometimes when it's transformational work, witnessing and seeing other people do brave things
Yes.
or consistent things or get results makes it more possible for you. So you can have a lot of shortcuts in the group process. I'm a huge fan of that. And I think that it's equally valuable to, yes, I loved my, handful of one-on-one deep dives where we really build the business together. And I find that really satisfying. But the group process is a transformation container, and I call it
Yes.
as transformative witnessing. When we are being seen and we are witnessing with others,
I was
the
just about
results
to say,
it can,
being
yeah,
witnessed for your
it's
wins, your
huge.
challenges. It's yeah, sometimes all you need to do is share in the group and you already feel the transformation is
There's
coming.
an alchemical transformation in being
Yeah,
seen and being held, and then witnessing others. It's very powerful.
for
Um,
sure.
so talk to me about like you've mentioned the, of course we're making more money. So break that down for somebody who maybe is thinking, I make, I should get a 50 grand for my one-on-one clients. How am I making more money? Talk to me about the
Yeah.
scalability of
I
you.
actually created a coaching calculator that allows you to, plug in
You're
some
so
numbers.
smart. You're so smart. So smart and creative.
I wanted to find out how much money my clients are going to be making. So I said, you know what, let's
Nice.
calculate that. And so you enter your,
Nice.
how much you want to charge for a group program, how many times are you going to run it a year? Let's say twice, and you're going to
Mhm.
charge $1,000. And how many people do you want in each group? It's 1,000 or 10 people. So you end up with like what? Um, $10,000 for each group, and then you run it twice, it's 20. So my math might be off, but that's going to
No, your
approximate.
math's on. Yeah.
Okay, good.
I call this
But
business model math, right? Like
business
instead of,
model math. Well, it's also mental math, which I'm not
it
great
is.
at. This is why I do what I do.
Right. Yeah.
As
I
somebody
hear
else
that.
doing the numbers.
Yeah.
But then you look at other opportunities that come to you as a result of filling a group program.
Right.
And the more you do it, the more people learn about you and your program, the more people will join. So over time, it really accumulates. And the next time you run your program, you might get 20 people, right? And now you're making double that. But here's where math becomes interesting is you now can invite people from your group program to your other offers, like a high ticket program, a VIP day, private one on one coaching. Maybe you turn your group
Retreats.
into a do it yourself course, things like that. Also, something we didn't touch on because a group program is scalable, you can actually have partners promoting your program and not worry about, oh my God, I cannot handle more than 4 clients, right?
Right.
Now people are coming into your program and you're investing the same amount of time
Yeah.
with them and effort, regardless of how many people. So it's very easy for you to partner with joint venture partners, referral partners who will send their people to you, and you pay them commissions, but
Yeah.
you make more money that way. So it's more, you become more referable and you become partner ready. This is why so many coaches cannot partners, because they don't have a group program. And
Yeah. That's
what do
why.
partners promote? Yeah.
Yeah. That's why how I put myself on the map back in 2016, 2015, 2016, I think.
Mhm.
It was through uh, our friend Alina Vincent saying, you should just make a program. And so I did with her help and had my first ability to have partners promote the business. It was the key to my first 6-figure year. And
Mhm.
I've rebuilt that course several times. We relaunched it in 24 or 25, and then again this year. And I have, I grow my list once a year or twice a year if I want to with JV partners that way. And where my business model is very much like aligned with what you're teaching. And I had to stop doing all the things and focus my visibility towards that. So it's great to have a tangible thing like that. And it also, you start to know what it does and you collect results over every cohort. You have another, you see it and it becomes systematized and it becomes easier and easier for you to deliver better and better results. And we're
Yes.
launching our 17th cohort of something I started 6 years ago. And about half of those people from that first program usually continue into the cohort that's next, or a cohort that's coming. And then half of those people end up in my one-on-one mastermind, and most of them end up at events or retreats. So it's a
Mm.
proven model. And
Yeah.
when you have something you can repeat, you can hone the marketing or evolve the messaging as the market evolves, which it's evolving every 35 seconds right now. So it's a really tangible is very, very real. It becomes a thing that is known.
And
and the
you
results are
become known for it, right?
thank you.
Your marketing starts really accumulating the effect. I love the phrase you used, put yourself on the map. The
Mhm.
way you put yourself on the map is you launch something like a group program. You
More
can't
than once.
more than once, and people learn about it, and your first launch is going to be your worst launch, but that's okay because you'll build out the program with however many people you attract. And the next time your program is ready, now you can just focus on bringing more people in. But one
Yeah,
thing that we haven't touched on, and I don't know, maybe you have that on your list of questions for me, Michelle,
that's
is
okay.
how do you jump from one-on-one to groups?
Right. Great question.
Because a lot of times coaches don't know how to make that transition, whether they are fully booked with one-on-one clients, which
Yeah.
is rare. It's already a great thing. Um, and or maybe you're just starting out, you don't have private clients. And so how do you decide to move immediately into groups? So for me, I had never done one-on-one coaching
Mm,
until I did the group program. I couldn't figure out how to get one-on-one clients because I didn't love those sales conversations.
right.
So I was creating classes like teleclasses, we're talking
Yeah, I
about
remember. I was there.
2003, 2004, 2005. Then they became webinars and virtual events. But I did not know how to attract private clients. So I created a class. I taught a class. From there, people bought my program and I added some group coaching calls. And my first group program was born at that time, right? But here's the thing, you don't need to master your one-on-one coaching techniques. You can start immediately creating a program and inviting people in. That's the biggest myth that I see in the coaching industry is that you need to first do one-on-one coaching, figure out your process, figure out your enrollment journey, and then offer groups. You can do it that way, or you can just do, groups right away, especially if you have a topic that you're passionate about. I was just working with somebody and they said, I work with rejection. Okay, how does rejection affect somebody's lives and who will most likely be attracted to that? Okay, let's put a class together on rejection and move people into your program. So those kind of things, you just have to get a little bit more tangible. Coaching
Yeah.
is so intangible. Sometimes it's really hard to name the thing that you do.
Oh
So
yes,
that's the work. That's
yeah.
where you do most work is you have to
That's what
name
we
what you
do.
do.
And yeah, that's what most of my coaching is on messaging and naming the tangible and helping that so that you feel confident to talk about it. I love what you're saying too about not waiting until you have the whole process figured out. Really, that experience teaches like nothing else. So there's like a leap that we make. And for me, I invest with experts. I want to learn from what other people are doing to a point, but I also want to be able to trust and bring my own voice forward.
Mhm.
So we, by putting myself, I'm a kind of like a jump from the high dive and hit the water and go kind of person. And putting that first group cohort together, creating, I mean, and it's lasted. It's a timeless topic. It's something people always need, and it's lasted for a long time. Nobody teaches it like me. Many people will still know that I'm the visibility girl or the video
Mhm.
girl, right? They'll know that, well, I'm not a girl anymore.
Sure you are, we all girls.
Okay, it's energy, right? I'm that
Exactly.
lady. Yeah, and so having that tangible thing. But you pointed out something I wanted to highlight is that we get stuck in trying to figure out the process and trying to have it all ready behind the scenes. And we actually also can go faster and have better quality content, I think, by going through the marketing process, doing it once, doing it again. And not only do we need to hone our process and what we're going to do with those clients, we need to hone how we're going to get those clients.
Yeah.
And
And
when we go ahead.
yeah, I was going to say, I call this when you market signals of interest. And
Nice.
sometimes you put the program out, or you put your marketing out, and there's silence. And
Yeah.
silence is also a signal of interest or
Yeah.
lack of. And
One of
so
my clients calls it clarity crickets.
I love that, clarity crickets. So the signals of interest can include likes, replies, questions, requests for free resource, jumping on your webinar, your workshop, whatever it is you're doing. And so when nobody's responding and you're not really getting any reactions to anything that you're putting out there, that's a really important
Messaging.
message for you, that you are either marketing to the wrong crowd in the wrong place, or with the wrong message, or you're not communicating it clearly. Like, I had a program, I was determined to put it out there. You might remember my program. It was called Simplicity Experience.
Yes, we talked
Years
about that.
ago. Yes,
Yeah,
I really, really wanted to release it. And I had a hunch it wasn't going to work. And I only got maybe like 12 people into the program, and they were the right people for that program. And they were the right clients for me at that time.
nice.
Over the years, I evolved. I got out of that simplicity thinking. I realized that my definition of simplicity is not the same as everybody else's,
Hmm.
but it was very difficult to change their mind. I mean, I was pretty much trying to change the definition of simplicity in the world, and it didn't work. And that's okay. And I ran the program twice with about 10 to 12 people each time. And I said, okay, I'm done with simplicity. I'm ready to move on to something different.
Nice. And that's such a good role modeling, right? Like, we feel like when we have this expertise or this message on our heart, there's so much, it matters so much.
Yes.
It's so much. And it's hard to articulate those tangible results that we need for our marketing and our messaging to fill those programs when we're so close and immersed and in through the transformation. That's the first thing I
Right.
invest in, is having somebody help me with my messaging when I'm helping everybody else with theirs, right? So actually going through all those processes is how you get clear, and you're modeling, like, I'm called to do this, I'm going to go for it. And then, like, oh, wait, so this isn't really what it was, and moving on. That's, I mean, your whole career models that, inspires me that
Yeah.
way, because you let yourself keep evolving into what's next. You spoke about the mindset. So I would love, one of the things I was curious about, is there like a biggest mindset shift that you have seen for people to move from one-to-one coaching into confidently leading and rolling groups? Can we talk about what you see going on there?
Yeah, for sure. I think the biggest shift is that when you're coaching clients one on one, you are a coach.
Yeah.
When you move into group programs and group coaching programs, you are a coach, but you're also a facilitator.
Yep.
You are a leader. You are an expert, right? And you are a creative, because all of those things come together so that you can create a beautiful group coaching experience.
Yeah.
Remember that when people hire you as a coach, they want to work with you and they want results. When they
Yeah.
join a group program, yes, they want to work with you and they want results, but they also want to have that group experience. That's why they joined a group coaching program, right? So a group coaching experience could mean a whole bunch of things. You can be as creative as you want. For example, you can run breakout rooms. I also use card decks because I create a lot of card
Oh
decks
yeah, fun.
as my coaching tool. So I will use those. I'll use tapping because I'm also an EFT practitioner. So you can bring all aspects. Some might call it all points of you. All the points of you can bring it into that experience. I'm actually planning a pajama party, a virtual pajama party for
Nice.
my program for my clients. They don't know
Love
about it
it.
yet, so hopefully they're not
Okay,
watching
don't
this.
watch or join for the pajama party. uh,
um, so something you become beyond. You become somebody beyond um, a coach. I think
yeah.
that's really.
It's
You
a
become
bigger identity.
a bigger identity, and it's a powerful transition. Powerful Being a powerful messenger requires a new identity, right?
Yeah. And
So
messengers are leaders. And so, like, if we're
exactly.
facilitating, if we're business owners, I often talk about grow a business instead of get more clients, right? So stepping into that part of you that's a real business owner or a real thought leader, or,
Hmm.
that we're always like waiting to feel ready, and filling and running groups is a great way to feel ready, because it
Yes.
comes to life before your eyes.
Well,
And
and one of the other things, sorry, Michelle, I was going
no,
to
no, go
say,
ahead. You go
one
ahead.
of the other things that I noticed, and I'm just like watching people's questions as I'm running my programs, my training, um, I don't think most coaches think about creating a curriculum. I think most of them see it as not a
Process.
group coaching program, but a coaching group. There's a
Nice
difference, right?
clarity.
There
Did you
is a
guys hear
difference
that? So
because
like a coaching group is different than a group coaching program.
exactly, because a coaching group is more like, we're all moms, we're all dealing with different challenges. Come on in, we will talk about parenting challenges as moms of young kids. Okay,
Right.
well, so that's a coaching group. Everybody brings their own challenge. It's almost like a paid support group, right? But a group coaching program is where you actually have some sort of a roadmap, a curriculum, a blueprint, a workbook. Most importantly, that everybody has a very specific goal or a problem that they came to solve or to achieve. So there's affinity between all of the people in the group.
Yeah.
The shared goal, shared experience.
Yeah.
They're all working towards something, and it's much easier for you to coach that person or those people because you don't have to necessarily, be everywhere mentally
Right.
and emotionally. This is what we're focusing on today. And, let's move together every week on this particular topic. And then you can offer maybe the next level program where they implement what they learned in your first group program. So
Hmm.
there's continuity that you can offer. Maybe there's a high
Sure.
ticket program after that.
Hmm.
So creating some sort of a roadmap is going to be really important also because you cannot market necessarily a support group. Like, what exactly are you marketing? A community?
Yeah. What am I buying? Yeah. What am I
Yeah, like what are you
getting?
buying? And it's always going to be priced less.
Right.
But if you are offering some kind of like a very specific path,
Tangible results. Yeah.
tangible result, and a very specific, clear result, and you have a system
Yeah.
as your program, it's a system, it's a framework, suddenly you can charge 3, 5 times more for that. And the group, the people are a lot more committed because this is why they're there, right? So
And
that's what I'm
successful.
finding. And successful,
Right,
exactly.
they're successful because you've made that framework. Now I can hear some people. I'm going to tie this to what we were talking about, having one-on-one coaching versus group coaching. Some people will can drop in because of their mastery and their ability to coach and facilitate, can drop right in to that high ticket one-on-one deep dive thing, and that may feel better for them. Some people may, like you have pointed out, like actually do way better to start with a workshop or a group or a paid group
Mhm.
experience. And I can hear them, especially if they've been kind of like an expert for a long, long time. Like
Mhm.
I have, people that have been doing their thing or running their business for a long time, but they're limited. Having that system could be daunting, right? Like, okay, wait, in order, I'm not ready. I'm going to have to like figure out like all this, how to make a framework or a system or a blueprint. And that's where I would say you come in. Like there are people that's worth investing in, right? So
Absolutely, yes.
talk to me about like how hard is it to have a system? Do you have a system that helps people discover their own system? What do you got for me?
Yes, yes. I'm definitely a system person, but it's more than a system. To me, it's about creating something that makes things easier. This is why I really resonated with the word simplicity.
Yeah.
Like, if it's simple, you'll do it. Because I remember teaching
Nice.
virtual summits and
Yeah.
doing summits, and people were complaining, "You are all about simplicity, and you're doing summits are not simple." And I was thinking, yes, they are. They're so simple. They are time consuming, but they're very simple. You just interview people and everybody promotes. What could be simpler than that? Right? So the idea of having a system is simplifying something that your clients are trying to achieve. And
Nice.
the way that you do that is you build each part of your, maybe a lesson or a module or a training or a class, you build it around a tool. So the way that I teach people to build a system is to first create a tool. A tool might be like a workbook or a worksheet. It could be an assessment. It could be some kind of a visual framework, and then your teaching is around that. And then the all pieces come together into a framework. With AI, it got a little easier to build
Did.
all of that, right? So
Mhm.
now, like each of my lessons, each of my trainings, parts of my system, it comes with a tool
Yeah.
because it
We
shortens
have
your,
guidebooks for every module, and
yeah,
they're beautiful and it's tangible, and people can actually get more value. When some people, we also are talking about different ways that people have transformation and learn, right?
yes,
Some people
yes,
want to just listen to video or live stream and, like have
yeah,
that or learning. And some people really need that tangible thing. So,
yeah.
um,
Well,
so go ahead.
my system is really, it's really based on innovation.
Mm,
So, you mentioned that I have a sold out coach program and
mhm.
mentorship program. All of it is based on innovation. The reason it's so important right now is because there's so many coaches. There's millennial coaches, there's Gen Z coaches, these babies in their
Yeah, those
20s who
sweethearts.
are
Yeah.
coaches, right?
Yeah.
And then there are people like us in their 50s and 60s.
Hmm.
And so there are thousands of us. So how do you stand out? How
Yeah.
do you make sure that people really know about you and want to hire you? Is
Yeah.
you have to be more innovative,
Mm,
not necessarily louder, although that's important as well, but being innovative, creating something remarkable that gets people's attention, that becomes, a point of conversation, topic of conversation.
yeah.
Something that I call it creating a splash. All my clients know that language. What's your
Mhm.
splash? Let's find your splash. What are you going to? Are you going to run a challenge? You're going to do a summit? Are you going to create a free giveaway? Are you creating some kind of a tool or a quiz that's going to make noise and make a splash in your niche, attract all these partners and potential clients to witness the brilliance of whatever it is you created? So that's something that I put a lot of emphasis on.
Nice.
Um, and then even like the card decks that I create, those are tools because all I need to do is pull out one card and talk about it, and then read what's on the back, and we have a coaching conversation in a group or one-on-one. So
Great.
those are
Yeah.
the kind of things that make your system, first of all, more effective, but most importantly, more conversation worthy.
Yeah.
Anything you do, if you can create a conversation about it and people really enjoy it, they talk about it, it becomes more valuable
Yeah.
and easier to market. Anything you
Yeah.
can do to make your program easier to market is going to be working really well. That is the number one reason that coaches don't transition from one-on-one to groups, is they don't know how to fill groups.
It's very daunting, right? It's very daunting to fill a group, and there's all this pressure and uh,
It
deadlines.
feels like it's
It
daunting, but it
feels
doesn't have to
daunting.
be. If
Exactly.
you create the right group program, I'm a believer that the right program will sell itself. Not really sell itself, but it's going to be so much easier. You just have to say what you created and who it's for and the results that you're going to help them achieve. The right people will join. You don't have to persuade. You don't have to find and craft all that languaging. You just have to solve a big enough problem and clearly communicate what the program is going to help them do, right? Sometimes coaches create programs, and I, with my simplicity fiasco, I experience that as well. Sometimes we create programs just because we want to create this program, and that's it. We're passionate about
Yeah.
that, and this is what we're going to create.
Yeah.
But if you think about it from the marketing ease perspective, you might create a whole different program and
Yeah,
still
and
be
being
really
open
happy.
to that, and that's, I think, a dance a little bit between like how we talk about it, right? Because uh reframed, it could be very successful. And I would say that I have work that I did, 12 years ago. I've done the same work really in some ways for decades, but when I first marketed it one way, I didn't get necessarily the marketing results that I wanted, but I've come back to some of those first things that I've done with more experience and expertise around the languaging. So I think it goes both ways in terms of, that unique to us thing in my world. I'm always talking about, you are unique. Your voice is as unique as your
Mhm.
DNA, and nobody puts the puzzle together the way you do. And no matter if there's thousands and thousands of all these different coaches, I think that's what you're talking about as well. In some ways, is like your coaching program gives you this tangible thing with a tangible result to funnel your unique approach and expertise and solutions and tools and things toward people. And in
And
doing that, you get traction in
And
everything else.
having your own coaching program or system gives potential clients the confidence that you know what you're doing, that you know what you're
Nice.
talking about.
Right.
Being just a coach, not that there is a thing just being just a coach. You can be an
Right.
excellent coach,
Right.
but from the marketing perspective and enrollment perspective,
Yeah.
clients really like knowing that you have a system or a roadmap to get the result. They
Yeah.
want to know that there is something proven, that they're not your guinea pig, that you've done this before, that you worked with hundreds or dozens or thousands of people in whatever format that you're doing it in.
And you
So,
got to start somewhere, right? And
absolutely. I
you
mean,
got to
like I
start.
tell people, fill your program with, two people as a group.
Nice.
And guess what's going to happen after you deliver your group program to two people? You're going to hear objections. You're going to see where they're getting stuck. You're
Yeah.
going to see what you missed and what gaps you need to fill.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll deliver my program to like 12 people as my first group, and then I'll realize like, wow, I missed these really important pieces. So I'll start adding lessons or videos to modules, just
Clarify and
so
get better.
clarifying Q&A, and like, oh, I need the tool here, and I need a little checklist there. And I use Coaching Genie, which is a group coaching platform that I created because I couldn't
Mhm.
find anything else like that.
It was what you wanted. I love that about you.
I knew what I wanted and how I wanted to deliver group coaching programs. And what one of the biggest features that my clients use is their journals. Right
Nice.
inside the platform, their journals where they can submit homework, observations, keeping all of their work together. So I go in there. This is for a high ticket program. I
Right.
go in there and I read it, and I can see where they're getting things wrong, where I need to kind
Little
of
tweaks that they couldn't see.
tweak their thinking to
Yeah.
like, oh, they're not thinking about this the way that I want them to see things, so I can do corrections. But yeah, it's also a lot more fun, Michelle. You know that, right? It's like
Yeah.
coaching a group is so much fun. To me, it's even more fun than one-on-one because I am a teacher. I was a music teacher
Yeah.
before I started my business,
I
and
had
so
singing performance studios. We have that in common, the music.
yes, yes, I have my little. I've always wanted to have a piano in my office.
Nice.
So I do. I have piano on one side, and then I have, well, my dog is not here now. She's in front of me. And then I have a dog bed on the other side. So,
Nice.
and I have everything I need.
So I love it. I love it. Milana, thank you so much for this conversation. You have a class coming up, right? I want to make sure that we add the opportunity for people to come to class. So tell us a little bit about that. And I'm going to hop over into the comments and put that link for people who want to learn from you and with you about why every coach needs a group program and this business model that creates more clients, growth, and impact. Tell us a little bit about what we're going
Yeah.
to do there while I'm pasting links in comments.
So as I mentioned earlier, is that your coaching program, your group program, is part of your go-to positioning because it demonstrates your ideas, your approach, the transformation that you help create. And so in this masterclass, I'm actually going to show you how to build a coaching business that
Nice.
doesn't depend entirely on finding one-on-one clients, and how you can really design it and center your business and income streams around one group program. Okay.
Awesome.
So you'll see how it all comes together. I will be revealing three different group models and telling you how to choose the right one for you, and also why some group programs flop and
Mm,
they don't get to fill the programs, right? It's very disappointing.
Yeah.
And I want to share with you exactly what might happen when the group program doesn't launch successfully. And my dog is back behind me.
She's
So
back. Yeah.
now you can see her asleep. This is
She's
her
a little
spot.
sweetie in her spot.
Yes,
Fantastic.
yes.
Thank you so much for sharing your wisdom and presence and energetic
Thank you for having me.
goodness. Yeah, it's my pleasure. Again, in the comments, we're streaming live on YouTube or LinkedIn. I've put a link for you to join Milana's masterclass. It's coming up, I think, next week. That's here. I'll come back to those platforms and make sure that the link is there if you guys want to check it out. She's a brilliant teacher, as you can see, and a beautiful role model. So thank you again for being here, Milana. And it's always so great to talk with you and learn from you. So
Thank you,
I'm
Michelle.
grateful.
Really appreciate
Yeah.
it.
Thank you.
I'll
We'll see
catch
you
you
on
again
the next
soon.
episode of Give Voice to Your Vision.